So, as some of you may have noticed, I like games. I know, shocker. Most of the time, though, I play games very casually. I almost never play the competitive ranked modes, and even when I do, I never run meta builds or characters. I mean, come on, do I look like a sweaty tryhard? In all seriousness, though, I never play games competitively, with the exception of one.
Super Smash Bros!
When Smash 4 first came out in 2014, I was absolutely hooked. I'd take my 3DS to school and play against my other friends, and when they weren't able to play, I'd play against the CPUs. Then, circa December 2018, Smash Ultimate came out, and it was absolutely hype. All the characters from the previous games, plus a lot of new characters, a story mode, reworked Final Smashes, it was everything I could have ever wanted from a Smash game. When it came out, me and my friends would start messing around with the game, trying out the new characters, looking for who we wanted to main, and just generally learning the new, faster pace. My friend Epic landed on playing Inkling for the first couple months, EJ picked up Incineroar, and I couldn't decide. Smash Ultimate had so many characters, and almost all of them were really fun to play as. Almost all of them. I ended up sticking with my main from Smash 4, Lucario. But recently, I haven't been playing the game at all. I only get on it every few months or so when I don't have anything else to do. However, a couple of months ago, my dad told me about a local tournament that was being hosted nearby. I had always wanted to enter a tournament, but there were never any held close enough to where I lived for me to go to one. So when I heard that there was a local tournament I could actually go to, all that passion for the game came back to me. I started practicing again, playing against my friends online, and playing against bots when they weren't available. I knew that I probably wasn't going to win, but if I was going to compete in this tournament, I wanted to push myself as far as I could. The rules for the tournament were pretty standard. 3 stocks, 7-minute timer, no items, only tournament legal maps. You could only choose one character for the whole tournament, but there was one big exception. The final Smash meter would be turned on. For those of you who don't know, in the Smash Bros. Series, every character has an ultimate attack called a Final Smash. In Smash Ultimate, there is an option that allows players to fill up their Smash meter in order to use that attack. This meter is usually turned off in competitive tournaments. Now, if you know anything about competitive Smash, Lucario is generally considered to be one of the weaker characters in the roster, but he was the character I played the most, and I wasn't gonna change now. The day of the tournament had arrived. When I first got there were a couple of stations set up. Me and my dad went to check in, and we were told we'd be at Station 3, so we went over there to get placed in the bracket. The tournament wouldn't start for another half hour, so everyone who was there was doing some warm-up rounds. We all took turns practicing, and by the time the tournament started, I realized something. I am absolutely outclassed here. Remember how I said I stopped playing for a couple of years? Yeah, all that lost time was really starting to show. I started getting a bit nervous that not only would I go without a single win, but I'd embarrass myself with how bad I was. But there was no time to worry about that, because the tournament was about to start. There were a few matches before me, so I had time to come up with a game plan. My opponent was King K. Rool, one of the heavier fighters. I thought about running around the map and spamming projectiles. Once I hit him, I could easily juggle him because of his large hitbox. No. Running away? Spamming? That's how a loser thinks. I'll get in there. I'll risk everything for my Final Smash. That's how I'll win. Hey, I'm gonna turn off the Final Smash mirror for this one. I don't think you can do that. So with that major infraction of the rules, I lost the first game. The organizers of the event came back and told us not to change the rules, but still counted the game despite what happened. No, I'm not mad, shut up. There were a bunch of other games that went down, like Luigi vs. Bowser, Chef Game & Watch vs. a different K. Rool, Young Link vs. Evil Young Link. There was gonna be a match between Kirby and Zero Suit Samus, but something unexpected happened.
Booyah, 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 booyah.
Oh yeah, and also... Hey, didn't you say this was double Elim? What about your second match? I'm getting there! But before I do, I need to tell you about one of the most hype matches of the tournament. It started off the way most Ness fights do. A lot of PK fire. K. Rool was able to push through most of it just because of how tanky he is, and eventually he was able to reach Ness and turn the match around. He took control of the fight and managed to take Ness down to just one stock without losing any of his own. Well, that was until...
PK Fire!
Okay, I might have over-exaggerated that a bit, but that's what it felt like watching that fight happen in person. K. Rool just takes so many hits it honestly looks like he could have reversed that comeback. He was ultimately defeated by the final smashes he disabled in the first round, that very thing he swore to destroy. My next match was up soon, and without anyone to disable my final smash, I could finally fight without issue. The match went a lot quicker than I expected it to, so I'm just gonna show you the whole thing. Yep, that's right. I got a 3-stock. I was hoping to win at least one game going into the tournament, but I did not expect for that one game to be a 3-stock. Unfortunately, I lost my next match to Luigi, who admittedly landed a really sick combo into his up special. I mean, I can't even be mad about that one, he won fair and square. After that fight, a player from one of the other sets came up to me and told me that I did really well with Lucario. He was always interested in Lucario, but couldn't get the hang of his awkward aerial movement and dropped him. I was so happy that not only did I get a win, but I also played good enough to impress someone else. Maybe I'm not as bad as I thought. The rest of the tournament came and went, and the winner ended up being Rob, who had previously beaten every other player with a side B, carrying them off screen. Sorry for not going over every other fight, but if I did, we'd be here way longer, and this video would never come out. Thank you all for watching. I know this video is a lot different than what I usually make, but I always wanted to do storytime animation. It's a lot more difficult and time-consuming than most of the other videos I tend to make, so thanks for being patient with me. I do have a few more videos planned, but they're also going to take a while, so I'm probably going to make a few more low-effort videos like the Roblox one. But until I record stuff for that, I'm going to be working on Neon White Part 2.